Welcome to Fitness Business Secrets. Today, I've got my very good friend and automations expert, Chen, on to talk about the 5 automations that you must have with inside your fitness business. Jackson, thank you for coming on today, mate. I appreciate it.
No, always love sharing some ideas and getting the guys moving forward.
And mate, I've always liked to ask, so because you absolutely love automations, it's a bit of a tricky thing to get really good at. It's like very tech savvy. I guess what was the most like powerful reason on why you fell in love with automations? What was your big why around it?
The big why is time. I think the biggest why is time. If anything is just me wanting to get more time back in my business to control what I want to do. Like as business starts to grow, that will be the biggest driving factor.
And outside of like your business and stuff, it's predominantly time with your family and things like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I was living at the time quite a fair way away. So one of the things I was, I guess, wanting to do is have more time back, so I don't have to be so stuck on doing all the day-to-day things, but can time back to family and to do the things we love doing.
Yeah, I was talking a lot. I was doing a post in a circle. And, I was talking about like time with your family is like invaluable, where a lot of people put, tangible ROIs on things. What do I get back? I'm spending this amount. And I'm like, well, if it gives me an extra 2 hours a week with my wife, then how do you even put a price on that?
100%.
I mean, what is it? 10 million bucks a year, like to be happy with your missus, like, or are you just going to get caught up doing, basic text messages and stuff and, not be present with your family? But guys, we've got an absolute bumper episodes with you. You definitely need a pen and paper for this one potentially. So we're going to cover just the 5 must-haves so that you can scale your fitness business, so you can have more time to do higher value tasks, spend time with your family, have an absolute amazing life. Mate, the first one's about getting the lead details once someone opts in. A lot of people watching watching this episode will be interested in lead generation. So how can automations help people get lead details to their phone?
I mean, the number one automation you got to have as a must-have for anyone, as a basic to start off with, is using like a software. It's API, Integromat, Pabbly, you want to name it. It doesn't matter what you use. There are plenty of software out there that can automatically bring your leads details into your phone the moment they opt in. I think that if you're not doing that at this day and age, then you're losing out on the opportunity to actually make a lot of sales. That's just a must-have.
Well, in sales, guys, like speed is king, right? So someone opts in on a Facebook ad at 4:37 on a Monday afternoon. If you're not contacting that lead until tomorrow morning, or, even worse, don't make me feel absolutely sick on this episode, not contacting him till Wednesday, more than likely you've just lost the lead. Speed is king. Now, Jackson, what you're telling us is just imagine, Jackson, I opt in, for your business. You could get a text message on your phone using ACR within a couple of minutes with my name and phone number and email. So is it one tap call?
It's a one tap call. And the moment they opt in, the best thing to do is just call them straight away. And that's just the basic thing you got to have.
Just a caveat, guys, only do that if you want to help more people make more money. If you don't want to make more money and you don't want to help people, please just take 3 or 4 days to contact your leads. That's the best way to piss money down the drain and not help people, right? But if you want to make money, let's just, just contact them pretty quick if you're in the money and changing lives game.
100%, 100%. Exactly right. Exactly right.
So, and that's pretty easy to set up, right? Not super complex. The biggest, what's like the biggest benefit a fitness business owner would get with inside their business from having that automation set up?
And besides the fact that you're able to get onto a very, very hot lead that within that 5-10 minutes, even 30 minutes at the most, it allows you to actually have the ability to be mobile. And that's, I think one thing that is actually quite beneficial.
Playing golf.
Yeah, it could, exactly. Well, you'd be surprised the number of times I was making sales while I was driving back home. I was driving about an hour and a half each way, and the lead will come in. I'll hit dial, call them on the phone, have a quick 15-minute conversation. You make a sale, and I think that's the thing that people are not going to appreciate. It's not just the speed, but the efficiency of allowing you to do what you need to do away from the business, not be stuck on the computer or next to the phone.
Mate, we should get Brad on an episode about automations, because he used that automation and he's closed some sales in the most like obscure places ever.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's like mental. closed sales internationally. He's closed sales sold by chat on the phone, closed sales at footy. He just loves it at dinner.
Loves it.
Just absolutely loves it.
but the thing is that he's got the opportunity, right, to actually be able to do that because he's got things set up so that he can get the contacts as soon as possible. And I think that's the one thing that people don't realize, that if you're not doing that, then you're losing out, because someone else like Brad will get the notification, he'll sell them.
Yeah.
I think that's another thing we're going to point out. If you're not doing it, someone else will be.
Oh yeah, 100%. It'll be inner circle members in your area just hunting around, calling your leads faster, taking dinner off your plate, baby.
Exactly.
Now, Jackson, it might be someone's first episode with us. They mightn't have listened to other episodes. Now, we've got really set beliefs on having this calendar link here at Fitness Business Secrets. If you do not have a calendar link within your business, again, I'm going to say this: turn off the episode, go sort out a calendar link, because that is just like so not 2023. It's so uncool, right? We need to be professional business owners, and it's just not tolerated having no booking link. But Jackson, with the power of automation. So firstly, you can have a booking link. There's 1,000 ways to do it. But with the follow-up messages, because you've got some members who are in your ACR platform getting between 40 and 70% of their leads to auto book without a phone call, which is incredible. But why is this like one of your most important automations for the fitness community in 2023?
And I think, again, it's all coming down to the whole process of the client is on a Facebook, they saw an ad, they liked it, they clicked on it, they've gone to the next step. They're still in that very hot stage of wanting to do something. Like not having something for them to go take an action on is, again, leaving money on the table. Because if you let them go to the last page of your ads and not allowing them to book something on that last step, then they're going to go away. They'll get hit by a million other ads. And one of them will have a booking link they can talk to pretty much straight away. Someone will get to them early on, and someone will actually book a phone call quickly. Then you're missing out on that opportunity again. It's all that whole client journey. How can we get them to take the next step as soon as possible and as easy as possible? And then you can alleviate that process, and you can make yourself a lot much more efficient business.
Yeah, and guys, and you would see, businesses every single day. I'm a big fan. Do you like Amazon, Jackson?
Yeah, huge. Yeah.
I was telling my wife, like, I should get shares in Amazon. I love it. I'm buying stuff every day because I don't have to go to the shops. The other day, I got some pants. It was convenient. Just boom, one click, it was there the next day. Now, guys, both of these things that we're teaching you guys here today are actually about getting your leads to book an appointment. Now, if you have a booking link, right, in terms of convenience, which some of the biggest businesses in the world make billions of dollars, think about how Netflix wiped out Blockbuster because it was more convenient. And just think about how massive Amazon in with their next day or same day delivery. Now, having a booking link with follow-up messages just makes it more convenient for your potential customer, because they have work, they have kids, they have golf to play. Heck, maybe they're even on holiday when they opt in. Giving them a booking link with follow-up messages saves you a ton of time, but also makes it more convenient for the potential customer booking in, which just helps you grow your business a little bit faster. Now, with both of those covering getting appointments to book, it's very, very important that we actually get our consults to attend. And that's where you can use automations, am I right, Jackson, of getting reminder messages with Google Maps, all the basic business details, where to park and things. Can they just have that? Can the gym owners just have that go out without having to do it manually?
100%. And that's the thing about going back to what the end goal is. The end goal is wanting to get the client showing up to the consult as easy as possible. There's nothing worse than having someone to come in, not looking for the addresses, not sure where to go. And by having these automated messages that tells them, one, when the appointment is as a reminder, and two, given the option of clicking a Google Map link to take them straight into the Google Map to give them the direction, well, again, making that process a lot easier. I think the one thing we always want to be doing is making sure we have at least resistance for a client to go from the phone call to the appointment to actually showing up to the gym. The more resistance you put in place, the more likely they'll drop off.
And guys, like, someone firstly coming to your fitness facility is quite often a big deal for them. More than often, they're not training regularly, they're not consistent, they're not super happy about their body. And then they've got to come to your business, which is a really big step, right? So just having basic things in there, like a one click of a button with a Google Map, makes it easier. potentially, I know in one of our gyms, Jackson, the parking was a little bit tricky, so we had to like tell them where to park, and just any relevant business information, because if they're thinking about driving to their location, they don't know where it is, boom, you just might get a no-show. So you've really got to cover all bases, especially if you want to be a high 6-figure or 7-figure fitness business owner. There's just no way around it. Just
100%.
Non-negotiable, got your business, got your details in there, just to make life really, really easy for them.
I think one of the things we always go back to, think about if you go into like a 5-star or 6-star hotel, and what kind of experience they provide.
Concierge, baby.
100%. You want to provide that kind of service for your client to come into your business. The more you can think about how can we make their life a lot easier, the better it is for your business.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Just good customer service, which is usually just communication more often than not. It's not anything like whiz bang within there.
Exactly.
And mate, moving into the next one, which I don't have like too much like knowledge around, so I'm very excited to learn off you today, is you said giving clients an info pack and also helping with reviews. So how could the guys, watching this episode be able to automate that within their business to make their life a little bit easier?
Again, within the ACL platform, what we've done is that we created something that the moment a client signs up or become an actual paying client, we're automating the next steps. So we're mapping out, we're setting out expectation on what they need to be expecting for the next 28 days. Could be downloading the app, could be knowing what to do in the first week, could be setting the nutritional plans, could be setting the macro calculator that they're going to be doing on the checking forms. And all those things are built in as the information pack for a new client to go from, I'm going to do something with this particular gym, to now I know what I'm going to be doing in the next 7 days. Always building that continuing, what is your next step? I think we've spoken about this before. We need to be leading our clients into what the next step is. They tell them what they're going to be doing next will make their life a lot easier and making them treat you like an authority figure. And that's what we do in the automation, to give that process and make it a lot easier for the businesses to deliver without having to constantly going down the track of repeating these processes. And adding on to that, we also send in the reviews. They had a great time, reviews and referrals, all built in the system as a back end to not only give them a great experience, get a review and also get a referral at the same time.
And guys, I think the like most simple way to onboard clients is, 1, to tell them what's going to happen, and 2, follow through with what you said was going to happen. That's like, you don't have to be like crazy, like rocket science kind of stuff, like within this process. People like to know what's happening within their health and fitness journey. And then if you follow through, you're going to beat about 99% of other fitness business owners, because most fitness businesses don't tell them what their 90-day onboarding looks like. And most fitness business owners fail step 1, but then they also don't follow through. You know what I mean? So if you guys are able to do that, especially with the help of automations, just makes your life so much easier in terms of onboarding these clients, getting the reviews, getting the testimonials, and making sure that they have like a really world-class, customer experience whilst they're training in your facilities.
Yeah.
Mate, to bring it home, and I love that you wrote one about notifications like internally to the team or to the business owner. So talk to me a little bit about how automations can help notify, people who need to know about it within the business, about new trials, new clients, people potentially finishing, a 6-week challenge or 28-day challenge. How can we do that with automations?
Well, this is again coming back to client experience, right? But even more importantly, how does your team, if you've got team members, staff members, knowing about what's going on? So one of the things that we put in automation is that when someone becomes a client or trial, there's a notification goes out to the team members straight away as part of the automation to inform them that someone's starting with the names. And sometimes we include all the notes in there as well too, so they know what's going on. Communication across the team is key about making sure someone they know exactly what's going on. And then one of the things we have actually done is that we set up the process where it will actually notify the coach for that particular class that someone is coming into that particular time frame. So it's very specific. So
very cool.
Yeah, so it's about that communication. So the coach now beforehand gets a notification saying Sally is going to be coming into your class, making sure you greet them. So to the staff member, they already know what's going on. They're going, okay, Sally's coming. I want to make sure I find Sally and say hello to them as my priority. building that customer service, building that client experience is key when you have these communication. Now, you can do it manually, but if you do it as a press of the button and it just happens automatically, that just save you a lot more than the time that you were so precious about.
Well, it's kind of amazing because we used to do it manually. I remember we'd have like a Facebook group, like, oh, hey, Chen just joined up. He's going to do his first class on, Tuesday at 4:30 p.m.
Yep.
But like any, Facebook group, they have their pros and cons, or Facebook chat. Is often stuff gets missed, right? People don't read it. They read it and they're not actually reading it because they're trying to do other stuff. And I just love that you can automate that process. And there's, people just have to check their automation software wherever they're getting notified, and then they can just focus on delivering an amazing session and, really focusing on the new member that's starting, which is often, as we know, very daunting for someone to do their first session at any fitness business.
Yeah, and the one thing you just mentioned that there is that if we keep the communication good with the client and making sure it's good, easy with the staff as well too, it's actually easy for them to actually take note of what's going on. Like if you're given these complicated channels where they actually can't get, a lot of, I guess, gets very, very busy in the conversation, where they've got one dedicated SMS to them an hour before, they already know what's going on. They're not going around looking for channels, looking for different communication pathways. It just makes their life a lot easier as a team member as well too.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about, just making, your client's life as easy as possible. But more importantly, with automations, trying to make your life a little bit more simple as well, where you're not having to remember 500 different thousand things that you've got to do every single week. So guys, thank you so much for today's episode. Jackson, thank you so much for popping on. Where would be the best place for people to reach out to if they did want to have a chat about getting some help with some automations?
Just go on Facebook, just look for my name, Jackson Chen, and then look for ACR. I'll be there somewhere in the background.
You're steaming, guys. As always, if you got a bit of value from today's episode, you've got some free downloads below. But if you can jump into our group, Fitness Business Secrets, and just share with us your top 1 to 2 biggest takeaways, we're always really grateful when you guys do that. We make these episodes so that you can succeed in your fitness business. So we love to see that you guys are there. So jump off now, give us a comment in the group. But until next time, you guys have the best day.